guests in studio. I'm going to kick this on the FM. We're going to learn everything that is going on in the chamber world. Here we go. Good morning. It's KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. My name is Gardy. If you're watching on social media, thank you. Feel free to share this out. If you're going back and listening to this on a podcast platform, thank you as well. So I have some guests in studio. I have Paige Michelle. I have Meyer Barzilay, and we're going to be learning about everything going on in the Texas City La-Marque Chamber of Commerce. Paige, how are you doing? You are now the president. You're not the incoming president. You're the president of the Texas City La-Marque Chamber of Commerce. How does it feel?
That's correct. It feels great. Last week was week one, and we've got a lot on our plate for 2021. We're excited to have the chance to come here today to tell everyone.
Yeah. So what so far has been the main difference from December to January?
Well, fewer people in the office. We miss Jenny Center incredibly, and it's always great to have more minds on things and bouncing ideas. So she will be missed for a long, long time by the staff.
Yes, and so we have another guest here in studio as well. Can you introduce yourself and then share what your role is with the chamber and then what else you do in the city?
Hi, I'm Meyer Barzilay, and I am the incoming chairman of the board this year with Paige. I've been brought back because someone that can kind of knew the ropes before and can help her a little bit going forward. I own a few businesses with my husband, Meyer Barzilay. And Texas City, we have Urban Gypsies on 6, Salons on 6, and Bonnie Beatty and I own Karat Creations Jewelry store.
See, I didn't know that you own the Salons on 6.
We own the salons too.
So it's a 1, 2, 3 right there on 6.
It's a 1, 2, 3. We get you any way you come.
Yeah, and then it also makes sense. It's like, okay, you have an appointment, go early. Maybe you can look at some jewelry.
Have some coffee at Campeche Coffee.
Yeah.
And just go, yeah.
So Urban Gypsies is really cool, and we had the opportunity to go check it out and get some filming done in there. Somebody hasn't been. What can they expect when they walk in?
They can expect a little bit of everything. We have gifts, we have furniture, we have collectibles, we have things you don't find anywhere else, and a lot of seasonal things. And we're right now in the process of decorating for Valentine's Day. So it's just a good mix of everything, we think.
Okay, on y'all's social media on Urban Gypsies during Christmas, y'all did a really cool thing. It was like the days of Christmas. It was a lot of fun.
It was the 12 days of Christmas, and we had our elf was Mary Dixon, and she dressed up every day, and I had different customers come in and do a little 12-day of Christmas thing. And it's so funny because she has been recognized out in the community. Everybody that sees her, oh, you're that elf. I mean, it's so funny.
Yeah.
Yes. So it was really cool.
Okay, and so before we went on air, you had mentioned that you have been the chairman of the board before.
25 years ago.
So
yes.
When was that? And I guess
it was 1998. It was the year that the chamber won All-America City.
Okay.
So that was the highlight of my tenure then.
So, Paige, as the president, what process goes into selecting who the new chairman is, and how was that making that selection? What were the reasons to bring in Georgia?
Yes. Well, and of course it happened before I was here, but every year in the end of the summer, the board forms a nominating committee, and people spend a lot of time, and they're very thoughtful on who to nominate to be board members for the next 3 years. The board typically serve 3-year terms. And from those groups, as they're on the board, each year officers are selected. So first is to be nominated and elected to the chamber board. And I'm sure if I thought about the nominating committee years ago, that they probably weren't thinking ahead already. I don't know that they knew that Jenny would be retiring when you got on this board term, or was that already known?
She was thinking about it.
Okay. So, therefore, each year usually it's 7 people that are elected each year, they will try to get people that are, have been in the business community a long time, as well as younger, and different industries and, different parts of the community. So I'm sure that thinking was already in place because I know how wise Jenny is, and she already thought ahead. And then the whole board has to be in agreement each year of who the officers are that are elected.
I really think that Jenny felt like she wanted Paige to have someone that she could connect with, someone that would be there for her, just a phone call away and easy to work with, and someone who had done it before, So it's not two new positions coming in at one time. So Paige knows that I'm there if she needs me, and I just let her do what she does best, which is run that chamber. So
Yeah. So in the past, you've served as the chairman of the board, and you've been on the board before. What kind of responsibilities and I guess what goes into that, being and serving?
What goes into that? I feel like you're just a face in the community, and as far as it goes. We have meetings once a month, so I preside over that meeting. I'm going to be going to ribbon cuttings and different things, different meetings that they have with the city, with the community, with the women's, what is the name of the
Women in Leadership.
Women in Leadership, and all the different committees. So I will try to make as many of those as I can and still run a business or two in there in the meantime.
Or three.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm making sure I tag the chamber in this video. Again, if you're watching on social media, feel free to ask questions and also share this out. A page. Who is the chamber for? The Tech City Lamarque Chamber, is it for businesses, individuals, and what can you all offer?
All of the above. A chamber in every community is a business league, and businesses and organizations come together, and it's a membership organization. They pay dues, and there are great projects and events to help boost their businesses, but inevitably it helps everyone in the community. Anyone in a community, you want to be somewhere where all of your organizations are thriving and successful, like the fact that 25 years ago the people pulled together and got the city declared All-America City for Texas City. And so I think it benefits everyone in a community to be involved and engaged. And if you are a business and want to get a competitive edge, want to build your network, meet new people, those are all great reasons to join the chamber.
Yes, last year was a pretty difficult time for a lot of people, specifically businesses, small businesses. The chambers stepped in. How were y'all able to help and continue to help?
We immediately became, we already are, the information clearinghouse for a lot of people. If they have a question about anything related to growing their business, they know to call the chamber. And so chambers all around served in that capacity. We were able to get the information about resources out to the members. There were grant options. There were loan options. Then there was the safety issues, about the PPE, the equipment, and the procedures, and all of the questions last year, because it was all new to so many people. And so the chamber was there to gather the information and then disseminate it to everyone.
So are we better prepared now?
I feel like I am, and you. I mean, we know what to do on a daily basis now, but I'm sure looking forward to the rates going back down. Yes.
I know that I think I saw a post that the chamber shared where there was like masks offered for businesses.
That is happening this week, actually. Our county put the word out and challenged every chamber to get the word down to all the businesses, and they will supply a free 30-day supply of masks for your employees. And so depending on how many employees you have and how many shifts there are, if you are a business that's really engaging with the public, you might need 500 a month, 1,000 a month. You might need 5,000 masks in a month just for your employees. And so they're free right now. That is happening today as we're speaking. They're being handed out up at the county offices. And if anyone hasn't already heard that message and wants to get in, call the chamber or email us today.
Okay. I think that's really important. I mean, it's important for the employees, and you're kind of like setting the tone and the example as an individual walks in. I know I've walked in and either forgot a mask or I have it in my car, or sometimes they can even offer one, and they're like, hey, well, we have one here for you. Okay, thank you. And it helps. Everybody else is wearing one, so you don't feel like you're awkward and just like sticking out like a sore thumb, because that's a real thing,
Yes.
So.
Well, it's important to have them on everywhere we go right now, and there is a cost for businesses for that. So the fact that the county is able to help right now with that is great.
All right. So right now it is 10:10. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. I see Councilman Hank Doogie tuned in. Good morning, sir. He is helping with the COVID-19 Business Task Force, Galveston County.
He's that task force, and he's part of the team that's getting those masks handed out throughout the whole county right now.
Yes. So with it being January, can we kind of walk through some of the events that are happening, I guess, this year? Is there anything happening in January, or are we looking for February?
We have postponed the big January event. We put out some news releases last year in late November, early December, but we've already sent out notices. The chamber annual membership meeting, the banquet, the big gala, was scheduled for, I won't even say the date, later this month, but it's been moved to March 25th. So that's a big event. We do have in February a business luncheon on February 18th, the state of the county and cities.
Okay, so who can come to that?
Anyone that
Anyone
would like
can?
to buy a ticket. We have it at the Doyle Convention Center, and we have reserved the entire convention center so that we have plenty of space. We do have a maximum number of bodies with the tables spaced out. So if people want to attend in person, we've been putting that information in chamber emails. It should also be in the local media this week. We sent out a press release yesterday.
Okay.
And that anyone, that would be interested in coming, there's all kinds of safe gathering procedures in place for that. And we will also have, broadcast, virtual option of it.
Who usually speaks at that one?
We've got our county judge, Henry, speaking, our new mayor, Dedrick Johnson from Texas City, and Keith Bell, the mayor of Lamarque.
All right, so
And
that'll be good.
Georgia will be the MC.
That's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
And those are some new faces. So,
I know.
the mayor of Lamarque, Bobby Hawking, and, the mayor of Texas City, Mayor Doyle, they've been serving for a long time.
Yes.
I believe both of them have been like the longest serving mayors in the city. So we got some fresh faces. So it'll be good to hear the messages that they're putting out, the visions they have for the city, and, the county judge as well, because there's been a lot of questions, like my friends who own gyms and stuff like that, like, hey, what's happening? And we're watching the numbers, and there's these guidelines. So that'll be an interesting, fun time. I'm excited.
Yes.
So it's February 25th at the Doyle Center.
February 18th.
18th, okay.
The banquet is March 25th. And so we have a lot going on at the state level right now with the legislative session just starting yesterday. And so we will have messaging at our February 18th event also about what our Galveston County priorities are that we want heard at the state level.
Okay, awesome. And so that gets us through February and through March?
Yes. We also have several other groups that meet on a regular basis monthly. We have a Women in Business networking group, the Young Professionals. We have Chamber Champions, the Nonprofit Council, Hospitality Alliance, and those will start having monthly meetings in a few weeks as well. So there will be some other things happening. We have what we call Chamber U, some education sessions. There's one on February 23rd on building a website and your digital presence. You know how important that is.
It is.
For small businesses. And that is going to be all on Zoom on February 23rd. So we will have other things happening in February, March. Then I'll just mention for April, that's a big month that a lot of people in the community know is the annual Industrial Trade Show. But that event gathers a lot of people together in the public, so we are postponing that till July, and the date has not yet been set, but we will put that information out as soon as we have it.
Awesome. Georgia, there's something I wanted to ask you. So she was talking about Chamber U and digital presence, and we already talked a little bit about Instagram, and you have a great presence on Instagram. Is that stuff that you do all yourself, or do you have some help?
No, it's stuff I do. I have a granddaughter who is 26 or 7, and she has a similar business too, like that. And she'll tell me what to do sometimes here or there. But it's mostly me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, it was fun, and I actually was looking forward to like the post from the elf and like everything, and I was like, who is this person? And why do I like watching these videos? It just drew me in. It was fun.
In fact, I called her yesterday morning and I said, do you have a Cupid costume? She said, no, but I sure am going to go look for one today.
Yeah.
So be looking forward. So we may have some more.
That's a nugget right there. Connect with the right friends, the right personalities that are willing to.
And nobody loves a costume like her. I'm just going to tell you.
You'll have to get all the major holidays.
Oh, yeah. She's in for it.
Very cool, very cool. So, okay, let's talk a little bit about the Industrial Trade Show. I haven't had the opportunity to go to one before. So this year it's been pushed back, precautionary and to be as safe as possible. So what can someone usually expect if they go, and who is that for?
Well, as you know, Tech City Lamarque, major industry is what we're all about, and we want to get the smaller businesses connected with the major industries, and we do that in several ways. One is the annual trade show, so there will be almost 100 vendor booths there, and we have all of the major site managers and leaders from industries. They'll go there and they'll connect and people will make, great business connections at that annual show.
Yes. Whenever you say that, it reminds me of the event at the golf course, because I've never golfed, but I hear that that's a great place to connect with people and meet people and cross them. Network with them as well. Can we talk about that event? It was a lot of fun.
Yes. And the golf tournament is coming back, of course, at the end of September. I don't have the dates committed to memory. I think the 28th, 29th, the last Wednesday, Thursday in September. And we have sort of like a trade show on the golf course, as you witnessed.
Yes.
With 18 holes, we had 1 or 2 or sometimes 3 hospitality tents around each hole. So as people were golfing, they also got to go up and learn about the different businesses that had products on display, but also lots of food and hospitality. And it's a great casual setting for people to make connections.
Yeah, I didn't even golf. I got a cheeseburger, got to see some friends and network and meet some new people. So it was a great time. Maybe next time, I feel like if I ever show up on a golf course, I had to have had a little bit of like a lesson or something like that, because that'd just be real bad.
Yeah.
That'd just be embarrassing, and I don't want to do that.
No, we'll do that together, you and I. We'll get ready for the next golf tournament.
Are y'all golfers? Is that something y'all do?
I used to be.
I come from a big golfing family, but I love Topgolf. That's my favorite thing right now. But I'll be doing some more golfing this year, just to get ready for the golf tournament.
That's cool. Yeah. To network. Would you say that's what the Chamber's mainly about, connecting people and businesses?
That is absolutely the word that we always use. The Chamber is about connections and connecting people. But it doesn't just apply to in-person. We are connecting people through the internet, through the online exposure and various things, because we have a lot of members who cannot just leave their business in the middle of the day and come out to a golf tournament. So there's plenty of value for them as well. But connections that they want to make. We connect people with government leaders, with other businesses, with volunteers as needed, with each other. So that's our word, definitely, connections.
And then last year, y'all shifted. That was my word for last year, was shift. And I didn't realize it till we had to shift, because I found out in the new year, people kind of do words. And I was like, oh, I've never done that. I don't have a word for 2021 yet. But I would say mine for last year would be shift. And I would say the Chamber did that.
Yes.
Everything went online, videos, Zoom. How can we help? And Chamber U, really cool. It's a really cool thing, as well. How would you say after that shift took place this year, how do y'all look to build onto that to continue to offer stuff and be safe?
Great question. And so as we were planning 2021 a few months ago and laying out the year, we knew that we needed to have probably a virtual option for almost every event. Definitely for the first quarter, and now it's looking like maybe first quarter and second quarter. So when we may have an all Zoom event, which our Chamber U is in a few weeks, but even as we get going further, the annual banquet, the State of the County luncheon, other things, we will have a virtual component for people that are still not getting out in public.
Yeah.
So they won't miss out on all the good information.
The thing that I like about that is that it can be captured and watched again later.
That's right.
So even if you miss it live, it can be a resource for somebody who can go and watch it the next week, or go back and see, like, what did they say? Because if you're not taking notes,
yes,
it's a great way to have a digital library of it.
That's a great point. So it's great as a resource. It also provides huge exposure for our sponsors. Whereas previously they might have been seen by the few hundred people that attended a banquet, they will have national, global views of the event and their sponsorship attached to it. So that's actually really cool.
Awesome. Georgia, what about you? What do you envision as the chairman of the board this year? What's your hope, especially since you've done it before?
Well, my hope is to provide Paige with a little bit of a shoulder if she needs one. But she is so connected. She's so driven. She's a great leader. I think she won't need me much. But I look forward to doing this again because I will say, let me back up. When I did it before, I really didn't know like plant managers, or my circle wasn't their circle, so to speak. So it really was a boom to my business, a very big boom to my business, to be involved and be a chamber on the board and then become president and all that, or chairman at that time. So it's really, she talked a minute ago, I'm probably getting off the question, but I just wanted to get this in there. She talked a minute ago about what the chamber does and all, but it's also what you put into it. You know, you can't just sit back and, oh, I paid my dues, what's it going to do for me? No, you've got to be active, and you will find that if you get involved, you don't have to get involved in every committee, but get involved in one thing, and you will meet a whole new group of people that will, you know, that may be something very good for your business. So that's what I think. And that's what I'm going to try to encourage. Yes. Actually, Paige and I haven't talked about this yet. This is coming. I would like really for more of our local construction companies and industrial companies to have more presence in the plants. That's a big thing. You know, we have great companies here, and things don't always have to go out of town to be bid on and all. And we have great companies here that need the work, and I think we should support that.
Awesome. So you mentioned something about committees getting involved. Are there committees for like each event, or how many committees are there? How does that work?
Yes.
I'll let Paige tell you that.
Well, that was just in our weekly chamber email yesterday was a list of all the committees, and there are committees for each event. And so there are so many ways to get involved. And like Georgia was just talking about, we talk a lot about shop local and keep your dollars local for shopping, but it's also so important for business to business to invest local. And, you know, and I think after the pandemic, more than ever, people kind of realize the importance of doing business with people you know, people that you can actually drive over and see. And it's very important. And the Chamber is here to connect businesses to businesses.
All right. So right now it is 10:22, actually 10:23. It's KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. We're going to take a quick break on the FM. We're going to keep it going on social media. And if you want to, you can tune in, hop on to Facebook or hop on YouTube, Periscope, whatever social media you like. We're on there. It's KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM.
Dedicated to developing.
All right. So we're still live on social media, taking a quick break on the FM. And I just wanted to run around and make sure, is there anything else that we need to touch on or that we want to talk about or remind?
Well, we've talked about our upcoming events. I would love to let everyone know that if they're not already a member and they want any of this information, there's a couple of things they can do. They can go to our...
All right, okay. So they can go, make sure to check out the website. Yeah. You can... So do you have to be a member to get the newsletter and the emails? The
emails do go out to members. That's one of the top member benefits of getting that information and staying connected. But we love prospective members, and we'll share that and have someone as a guest to an event if they're checking it out. Yeah.
And we are now putting our maps and newsletters in stores. I know they deliver them to my stores every month.
Yeah.
So are those only delivered to chamber members? Or
not
all?
Necessarily, no. We have a golden division we haven't mentioned here today.
You did mention that, yes.
They are an amazing army of volunteers that we have. There are seniors who are retired and have time to work on our behalf, and you'll see them at every event. And additionally, they're getting our publications around town. There's about 25 different locations where you can go and find a little pile of current newsletters, magazines, and maps.
Awesome. Okay. So let's see. We got about 2 minutes left of this song, and we can hop back on and then remind people to go to the website, how you can become a member, and everything else. You know, the first time I went into the Texas City Landmark Chambers, because I had a stretch of probably about 3 months where I had really bad luck with tires, and so I bought the insurance, and so luckily I was like, okay, I can make it over there. So I had to get a bunch of new tires. So I just went to discount, walked over. It's like, well, it's either here or Popeyes, and I have to stop here to get to Popeyes. So I was like, what's up, guys? How's it going? And just kind of met everybody there. And it was a good experience. So that was a long time ago. That was like maybe 2.5 years.
Yes, we love when people come over from Popeyes and Discount Tire and visit with us. That's great. Now, it's not happening as much lately because of the social distancing, but we're definitely a place that people can come and pick up a little information about the community while they're waiting. Yeah,
and I read a local author's book, so I was just hanging out. I was like, well, I either hang out there in Discount Tire, or I can come over here where it's a little not. I like Discount Tire, but you know what I mean. So I was like, oh, here's a book, and they told me that, and I talked to people, so I was sitting there waiting, and they just texted me when I was done and hopped back out. So
yes, we have good Wi-Fi too. They can get on a little guest Wi-Fi.
It was a good time.
Good.
It was a good time. All right, so here we go. We can go back on. Good morning. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. My name is Gardy. I'm hanging out with Georgia Meyer Barzilay and Paige Michelle. They are both with the Texas City Lamarque Chamber of Commerce. So, Paige, you're the new president this year, 2021, and we got Georgia. You are the incoming chairman of the board. Yes. I want to make sure I got it right. Okay. So, how would somebody go about if they wanted to become a member, find out more information, or just get involved with the chamber?
Well, call us, visit the website, or email us. And I think we've given out the details, but we can do that again before we end.
And or stop by.
Come in person. We have lots of information to share, publications that are already produced that will say, why should I join? What's going on? Mm-hmm. They're housed on the website, tclmchamber.com. But we also have printed versions in our front lobby. So we are always happy to take those calls. The people are interested, and we have about 5 or 6 new members every month. And so we'd love to add to that number.
All right. Georgia, would you like to shout out your businesses one more time?
Oh, thank you so much. Karat Creations Jewelry.
And what do y'all offer there?
Everything.
There's everything there.
Everything. We have a full-time jeweler on staff on site that does repairs and custom work. Bonnie and I have had our business for 45 years, so we've been around the block a time or two with that. Urban Gypsies is about 4 years old. My husband and I started that about 4 years old. We put the salon in a couple years ago. We do have a new one. Of course, we own the building on 6th Street, so we have all this space. So upstairs, we have started the renovation up there, and we have a space called Urban Works, and it's about 9 office buildings, executive office suites with a conference room, kitchen, beautiful lobby, all very lofty looking, very New York, Houston kind of look. Does not look like Texas City at all.
Yeah.
But we're very, very proud of that. So those are office spaces available for lease.
What else does 6th Street need? What would you say?
6th Street, I think we need a couple of restaurants that would really boost the area. And, of course, always more retail. There's room for a lot more shops down there. We have a great barbecue. Oh, we also have Rice Barbecue, which we own that building, but it's a great barbecue place. So I'll give them a plug, too.
All right.
But there's lots of good businesses, El Cubano Cigars, there's lots of good. The Rigo's Cafe.
And the new Texas City Live Bar and Grill. Well, as soon as we can get past the pandemic and there'll be more foot traffic downtown.
Hey, Mikey's Ice Cream.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of good places down there. So we're always welcoming more.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining today. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. All right. Social